What's up, El Paso? Welcome back to the Annie's Adventures and Friends YouTube show. I appreciate you guys coming in. We were out last week. I went to Vegas for a day, just real quick, but we're back. I have three amazing guests for you guys today. We're one shy, but she wasn't feeling that well. That's okay. She'll be back another time. Sophia, we missed you. Bear with me. I just got Invisalign in aligners, not Invisalign, aligners on Monday from El Paso Family Dental. Shout out to the sponsor. And you guys are going to be sharing the experience with me along the way. It's a 4-month process for me. Everybody's teeth are different, so it's a different process for everybody. For me, it's going to be 4 months. Hopefully just 4 months. Hopefully everything goes well, you know, as planned, and we stick to that. So again, this is just my first week of that. A little lispy, but we'll get past it together. So without further ado, let me go on and turn around the camera and introduce you to my guests. All right, I have the Dream Monster in the house. First time. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. Facebook, are you on Facebook?
No,
just Instagram.
Just
okay.
Instagram.
If you guys are not following, you're missing out. Make sure to go follow right now, and we'll get back to you as far as like your art. And I just saw you doing something with panzazos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love panzazos, by the way.
Amazing.
So we'll come back to you right now. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
All right, Sophia, how you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm really good, and I'm excited to learn about your brand new downtown shop that just opened about a little more or less than 2 months ago. El Paso, stay tuned. You guys want to, it's an array of different types of products, home decor, art, wearable art. So stay tuned, and we'll find out more right now from Sophia. Thank you. What's up, Daniel?
What's going on?
Thank you so much for joining me today. I have Daniel with CraftBox Fill Station and Bar. They're in the Northeast, beloved spot. I mean, like we talked about before, if you build it, they will come. We'll get into that right now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. All right, El Paso. So without further ado, we're going to go on and jump into this. Also, guys, I'm going to ask you a marketing question because I do work in a marketing agency. What type of marketing do you do for your business? And do you have any tips or advice for business owners? So when we get around to you, we're going to go on and ask that question too, okay?
Sounds good.
So let's go on and Sophia, ladies first, yes? What does your mug say? I love it.
Barrio Luna.
Of course, represent. I love it. A walking advertisement. Yeah. When I worked at El Paso Saddle Blanket, I learned so much from Dusty and Bonnie, the owners of the place, and like marketing. And you know, they used to hand out T-shirts and bags and books and hats, and they would even pack bags. Let me tell you this. These people, they would even do tote bags that said El Paso Saddle Blanket, put a book from El Paso Saddle Blanket in it, a hat and a shirt, and then take like 10 of them to maybe 10 bags each to the taxi drivers at the airport. So, and yeah, and basically anytime any out-of-towner would come in, they're all asking, what do you do? Where do I go? Go check out El Paso Saddle Blanket. So that's how they got a lot of business, right? They would even hand out their El Paso Saddle Blanket shirts and hats to homeless. Just give them away to anybody at the store. It's all walking billboards, you know? So I love that you have your mug. I'm a nerd for marketing, so I'm always going to take an interruption whenever I can to like talk about that a little bit. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You just opened a store in downtown El Paso.
Yes.
So it's called Barrio Luna HC.
Home and concept, yes.
Home and concept. I was wondering what the HC was. Okay, cool. So tell me about your store. Where are you located? Why did you open a store? All the deets.
Okay, so yes, like so right now I opened about 2 months ago. It was December 2nd.
Okay.
It's like a soft opening. The real opening was December 20th.
Okay.
So Barrio Luna carries all kinds of art. I like to call it a gallery.
Okay.
We carry home decor. I like making handmade jewelry, artware, and very unique pieces. And it all started because I could not find a lot of stuff that I was into in stores.
Okay.
It's really weird because I started wearing a lot of crazy stuff.
What does that mean?
Like very original pieces.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, a Kermit the Frog coat or stuff like that.
Oh, that's
where you
cool.
can't find anything.
Yeah.
So
you would make these?
I started making them because I wouldn't find them in stores.
Okay.
So I would just wear them, and then people would ask me, and they would be like, "Oh, I want one." So I just started with that.
Oh, you got it. Let's take a step back. I'm gonna ask, how old are you? You're like a baby. Like you just got out of high school, right? Like you're telling me the people in high school. No.
I'm 26.
Okay, awesome. So then in high school is when you started kind of doing this, yeah?
I started at 19.
19. Okay, so maybe more college. Okay.
Yes.
Got you. And so people are telling you, I want that. Where do I buy it? Give it to me. And that's where this kind of started, yeah?
Yeah, but it was also inspired because I was working at a coffee shop and I was laid off. And that day, I'm a terrible employee. I can't handle time structure. I can't handle people telling me what to do.
At least she can admit it.
Yes, I can.
Many of us cannot out there, right?
So I did want to do something for myself where I could be my own boss, where I could and share with people a lot of stuff that what makes me.
Yeah.
So that's when I started. And like I said, I started making just really weird clothing. And then I started with handbags. But my first piece that I sold was to a friend. She worked at that coffee shop.
Okay.
It was a phone case.
Okay.
That I made about Katrina.
Oh,
and then I just started going with phone cases. And it started with like a Mexican-inspired design. But one thing led to another. And I opened a first store in Juarez.
What?
When I was 21.
Oh
in pandemic, yeah.
Dang.
When it was like everything was closing,
You're
I decided to open because, like I said, nobody tells me what to do.
Oh, I love this girl. Okay, tell me more.
I opened during the pandemic when everything was so cool, and it was pretty cool because I started selling kits with like a wallet and then paint for like leather, and then I would send I shipped a lot of it, and then I would give out classes.
For them to paint themselves.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's so smart.
Well, I did open the store, but I couldn't let people in. So I thought I would share some of what I knew with other people.
And you opened it in Juarez?
Yes, in Juarez.
You live on both sides?
I lived in Juarez back then.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived there. And then, but I was young. I made terrible financial decisions. I started doing really well, and then I traveled a lot.
Sure.
And I had to close it down. Then I came to work here for a few months. And I came to live here, and I just fell in love with El Paso.
Okay, awesome.
I was born here, but I wouldn't really come a lot. But when I started living here, I was just like, I'm a very chilled person. Like, I don't like the whole party and stuff. Like, by 10, I'm in bed.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a really good place for me. And it's been very welcoming. El Paso's so warm. People are amazing.
Good. Where's your store located?
It's downtown over in Texas Avenue. It's on 222-3 Texas Avenue.
That's a great address.
Yeah.
And Texas is like, 222. Texas is like, to me, the next hot spot. You know, I've been saying for like 8 years, Piedras, and then Texas. And I think Texas is like ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So you're on Texas Street.
Yes.
Are you over there by Podium or whereabouts?
No, it's more next to like Stanton Hotel.
Oh,
Coffee.
Nice. Like more in the downtown.
Yes.
Proper. Okay, that's cool. And so you've been soft opening December 2nd. And so right now, if people were to go to your store, what would they find in there? Like what kind of inventory?
Right now, I'm working on Valentine's Day collection, but I do have a lot of handmade jewelry, a lot of initials. Those are great for gifts and stuff. I have jackets. Still getting through winter. I'm just a very cold person. Because I'm projecting on everything I do. But yeah, mostly one-of-a-kind pieces. Right now, actually, I was late on my way here because I had a client who was just trying on everything. And she was telling her husband, she was like, I need this.
That's right. You do need this. I love it.
You can find a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces, which is the whole point of this. Like, this whole I have it, you don't think.
Yeah, of course. I love it. And so they can get customized items as well?
Yes. Right now I was actually working on a jacket that a client, he was wearing it and then he came in, he liked everything. He's like, so if I leave you my jacket, can you do it? I'm like, yeah.
Dope, Sophia.
He just left it. And
on the fly.
Yeah.
I dig it. Well, this is cool too because you have had your vintage store. Were you guys downtown?
So we started off, we were originally across so I used to own an art gallery.
Okay.
And that was on Santa Fe Street across from the Greyhound. And then when we closed that, so
man.
Dream Chasers.
Yes.
So after I closed that, after almost 6 years, we wanted a new project. So we transitioned into a thrift store.
Yeah.
And we had it there for maybe like 6 months.
Okay.
It didn't have like heating, cooling. It didn't have Wi-Fi.
Oh, wow.
So we moved out of there and then we moved to 222 Texas.
Oh, wow. What the heck is happening right now?
So
That's so cool.
We were right next to District. So we built that space And we were there for about 2 years.
Yeah.
About 2 years, and then we moved around the corner next to Subway.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So
I love the downtown connection.
Mm-hmm.
That's also, so right now when she's talking, I'm also thinking about your store, because I remember Dream Chasers Club. I mean, that was like the thing to do back then, you know?
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So, okay, Sophia, so you got your store. Is there anything you're working on or something you have coming up? I know you did mention a really cool event that you have planned.
Yeah, so my neighbors, I Am Novelties, and I are planning this really cool fashion show.
What's your neighbor called?
I'm sorry?
Your neighbor, what's their called?
I Am Novelties.
I Am Novelties. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So this really big event we're gonna close Texas actually. We already seen all the paperwork and stuff, so we're inviting a lot of vendors.
That sounds cool. We're shutting down Texas.
Yeah, we're gonna shut down Texas, shut down the highway. And we're inviting a lot of like fashion and local entrepreneurs to go ahead and put their stands in there and like a vendor spot.
So like a fashion market?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
That's not
El
happening.
Paso has a lot of talent.
Extremely, yeah.
Like, since I came here, I've met a lot of people. They're super great, have a lot of talent, a lot of vision, and I don't think it's exploited enough. So that's the whole idea of it.
Awesome. Get it out there. Wow, that's super.
Yeah.
I hope you tag me in it because I want to go to that event.
Yeah, it's gonna be on May 4th.
Okay.
So far, that's the whole idea. We're still getting all the vendors and stuff before we do the whole marketing and everything.
So if anybody's interested in signing up, how do they do that?
So through the account of I Am Novelties, we have the little Cash App with the QR code where they can pay for the vendor spot. And then a few weeks before, we're just gonna send all the info of where they can stand and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Easy peasy. So May 4th.
Yes.
Fashion show, Mercado
Yes.
kind of jam that everybody needs to go check out. I love that. I love El Paso has a fashion scene, but it's not out there. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that, oh, we're gonna have a weekend event. It's like once a year when they do the fashion shows. I feel, which is every year. You know what I mean? I don't even remember what season that is or whatever. But
Fashion Week.
Yeah, Fashion Week. So it's real. I think this is a great idea, Sophia. I really hope that you guys run with it and continue this and offer and maybe come up with some other things for fashion here in El Paso too. Because
that's the whole idea actually, and also like scouting models who have a lot of talent here that are not like with modeling agencies like local or anything. I'm also having on February 10th like a Galentine's event.
Ooh.
So we're gonna paint wine glasses.
Okay.
It's gonna be wine, obviously. Like a very romantic, but like also friendly.
Yeah.
Environment. Yeah.
That's awesome. So Galentine's, and we have a fashion show coming up. If you're interested in signing up to be a vendor at that fashion show, make sure to reach out to them. Anything else what are your days and your hours?
My days are Monday to Saturday, 11 to 7.
Okay. And how do they find you on social media?
It's on Instagram only right now. It's Barrio Luna HC.
Okay.
And there we just post everything, stories.
All the good stuff, all the details. One question: what type of marketing do you do? What works for you? What doesn't? And another question: do you have any tips or advice for business owners?
So for my marketing, I usually just go for Insta, and honestly, I don't even like to call them clients. I feel like they're this like art fam. I call them my art.
Oh, that's so cute.
Everyone goes and shops in there because they take pictures. It's amazing. They tell people. I have this really amazing customer. She works by she's a lawyer at the courthouse. And she comes like once a week, and then she's like, I need more cards. Like she puts them in her office.
Oh, that's so
and she hands them
sweet.
out. Yeah, so I think my whole marketing doesn't really need it. It's just treating people super nice, making them feel at home in the store, and they by themselves help me with that.
Yeah.
And then, but I use Instagram. I like doing events because of this whole reason. I've done Fashion Week in Mexico City. I've done a lot of stuff like that. It's helped me a lot, honestly.
That's so cool. This 26-year-old. I love it. I can't wait to see the future too. I'm telling you that now. And then, so we know how to find you on social media. Is there anything you're asking from the community?
Just support local.
Yes.
Cool.
And go check out Barrio Luna HC and tell her I sent you. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's go over here to Matthew. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you
Good.
so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
The Dream Monster. I love the Dream Monster.
Thank you.
El Paso. If you don't know what it is, you need to go to Instagram and search the Dream Monster right now. It's like a character that you have made. Yeah, he's an artist and an entrepreneur. You've had, again, thrift stores. You've had an arts gallery. You always have your hand in something.
Always creative. Yeah.
Yes, and I love pizza. I'm sure everybody else does. Panzazas, you guys know I rave about them, but I saw recently you had something with them.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to let you take it away. Tell us who, what, when, where, why.
Well, as far as the Dream Monster, it's something I've been doing for a little over 20 years now.
20?
Yeah.
Oh my
20
God.
years. So when I was living in California, it was a character that I developed out there, and I was kind of doing it illegally on the walls in California.
Sure.
It kind of became really popular, well known.
Okay.
And then when I moved back to El Paso, I started doing markets. So I used to do the farmers market, and I would do. I'm really big on like reclaimed art. So anything that any found object that is going to get tossed out, I try to do art on it.
That's awesome.
So I was selling a lot of reclaimed art with the Dream Monster on it, and it's kind of grown, and that helped me open up an art gallery that became the unofficial mascot for it. The gallery took off. I had that for, like I said, a little over about 6 years actually.
Yeah, it was a good while.
It was a good time.
I mean, that's when like El Paso really had some cool stuff going on downtown as far as like last Thursdays. I was always going to that event and always stopping at your gallery because you always had a great show every month. And the gear that you had, the stickers, I still have slaps from there on my fridge and like everywhere. Yeah.
I like to think that we kind of, I don't want to say started it, but gave it a really positive push in that direction. And I think everyone uses that as marketing tools now.
Yeah.
And I like to feel like, not that El Pasoans didn't figure it out or do it on their own. We just gave it that extra oomph to really jettison it into what it is now. In marketing. So yeah, so as far as that, I took a 5-year hiatus after I closed the art gallery. I wasn't doing any art.
Oh.
I was just doing, interior design, different kind of.
What the heck? Wait, stop. Let's stop this right now. You're from El Paso or Cali?
I'm originally from here.
Okay, and then you moved to Cali.
I moved over there for almost 7 years.
You were younger, like in school or family, or just let's go check it out. Like let's bounce out of El Paso like everybody else. I want to leave and go experience and come back. Okay.
Well, so originally when I was like 18, I was doing graphic design. I had tons of clients. I was doing stuff like that. I started working at a tattoo shop, started managing it. I opened up my first retail store with the owner there. It was called Heartbreaker's Garage. It was supposed to be like one of the first kind of like streetwear store.
That's a cool name.
And we had that for about almost 4 or 5 years. And then
That's so cool.
I moved to Albuquerque. I just kind of laid low in Albuquerque for about a year. I had to come back to help take care of my parents. They got sick. And once they were doing better, I moved to California, and I was over there.
Crazy. That's so cool.
Yeah, I used to work for, I've done a lot. I'm going to age myself, but I used to work for Betsy Johnson, so I would do like runway shows, and I would do, I did the Emmys, the Oscars, styling people. I was a private stylist for a while out there.
What the hell? That's just so cool. And then you're like, all right, it's time to go back home.
Well, I moved to West Virginia for a short period, and then I moved back.
That's so cool. And you're just like, what do you do? Like spin the map and put your finger? Or you're like, Albuquerque. That sounds good.
At that time, I was just kind of like, if people said, you want to come over here? I'd be like,
that's so cool.
Yeah, why not?
Why not, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And so now you're back in El Paso.
Been back in El Paso for a while, yeah.
Okay. And so after the gallery, you closed down for about 5 years, and then you started working on other projects?
So when we closed the gallery, we transitioned almost immediately into thrift. And so it was like about like maybe a 3-month crossover between that when we had both. And yeah, we did thrift. We grew that. It was a lot of fun. It was a great project. I like to feel like we took over the vintage world.
I feel like you guys kind of almost started it as far as like having the thrift vintage store as like
think
the
so, yeah.
you know, because like I would travel to and go to LA, and then you go to the shops and you're looking at the vintage sports jackets or jerseys or you know Tupac shirts or a Mickey Minnie or whatever it is, the Hornets, like you know what I mean, like and so we didn't have anything like that here in El Paso. We just didn't.
Yeah,
and
there's a few people that
maybe do it on the side, right?
do it on the side.
Yeah.
There's definitely people prior to us
But
doing it on the side.
stores?
Yeah, I would say that we were probably one of the first.
Yeah.
To do it, and we did it. The idea really was between my partner and I, Mina, was we wanted to create a fun, safe space that was just unique and different. We don't think we never thought that we were selling vintage clothing. We were selling an experience. So we've always been experience based. That's what the gallery was. It was an experience. We're not selling art. It's a different vibe. El Paso needs it. You know, the same thing like with what you're doing. You know, we're trying to give El Pasoans different things that they might experience in other cities, and we want to have them here as well. So yeah, we did thrift for 6 years. We actually recently just closed it and transitioned into our marketing agency.
Oh, cool! Congratulations.
Thank you. So during the whole time that we were doing thrift store, we were also doing marketing. So we've had clients for these past 6 years as well. It was just on the back burner. It was kind of not secret, but we just weren't very public about it. And yeah, we felt like we did good in the vintage world. We enjoyed it, and we just wanted to start doing something that is more challenging and kind of more rewarding at this time. It's really great to help other businesses kind of grow and develop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that being said, what type of marketing over the years works for you, and do you have any tips or advice for business owners?
I think overall it's about consistency. You have to be consistent with your marketing, you know, and you also have to be willing to grow and change and evolve.
100%.
I think I mean, you know, marketing tools are ever changing.
Yeah.
You know, for a while it was QR codes. Everyone was doing QR codes for something, and it's different now. And people want authenticity. So I think if you keep in those three things, you know, consistent, authentic, you know, it makes a difference in your business.
Absolutely. Sure. And do you have any? So that's their tips and advice. Be authentic. Be consistent. And do it. Like you have to market. You can't like word of mouth, right? That's an El Paso thing. But at the same time, like this is 2024. Like you're not the house of pizza, bro. You know what I mean? Like you open your doors, nobody knows who you are. So it's 2024, and we're a big city now, whether we like it or not. So we gotta.
Nobody owes you anything, so you have to go out there and do the work.
Exactly. And I'm glad mention that, you know, we have to keep up with the times for our clients, because I work at Leo Marketing, and so I was telling Danielle, you know, we even our social media strategy is shifted this year from last year, because it has to, you know, we have to keep up to date and really push what's more important for our clients and stuff like that. So that's a great piece of advice.
We always say
same here.
We're creative solutions.
I love it. So do you have anything coming up that you want to mention?
Well, we're really lucky to have some really amazing clients right now. So if you follow our social media, we're starting to highlight them and starting to show some businesses that we're helping open and transition into El Paso. So we have some businesses that we've helped bring into El Paso.
That's exciting, man. That's very cool.
So that's really exciting. Dream Monster Art Show is coming soon. I know that was the whole reason why you asked me to come on, but we're also going to be doing open houses at our office.
Okay.
And we're going to be housing different artists, different events. And it's just so the public can have something to go out and do.
That's awesome. I love it. And where are you located?
So we're on 2727 North Stanton. We're in the university area in Kern.
Okay.
Fun area.
Perfect.
During the day, and I guess also at night.
Absolutely. And is there anything you're looking for from the community?
Support. Like I think that ultimately it is about supporting
100%.
Not just local, but just support people out there, because I know Mina and myself, we've given everything for everything we've ever had. So people are working hard to create cool things out there.
Yeah, so go support it, right? Show some love. And that's a great thing about El Paso is we really are interested in going and supporting local. It's just letting people know that we're out there, So that's what we're here to do. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to mention?
No, just don't be. I think we also have to tell people is don't be scared to spend a little bit of money.
Thank you.
You know, because
You gotta make money to spend money to make money, right?
yeah, we have to boost our local economy.
100%.
We want all these cool things to come here. We want all these cool things here. We gotta spend the money.
Yes, and right now, I'm talking to my friends and different businesses out there who are struggling because we're in a recession, like it or not, that is what it is. People are not making any more money. Everything's going up in price.
Yep.
And so we're all having to decide what we're spending our money on to be the right thing for us at that time. And so just consider going local because everything that you can find at these big box stores, we do have some place here local.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to buy ice, we have some place local to go buy ice. You know what I mean? So go and support these local businesses, our local economy, our local dreamers. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Daniel.
How's it going?
How's it going?
You're doing good. How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for joining me today and coming out from the northeast side of town. I really appreciate you. Shout out to your sister Sophia at Rally Point Coffee. We'll have her in another time when she's feeling better, and we'll have you back too.
Thank you.
But I really love what you have going on out there from when we first met in our talks. I think what you guys are doing is excellent. I think, like we mentioned earlier in the show, if you build it, they will come. The Northeast has been needing and wanting something awesome for a long time. You guys were one of the first ones to offer that to them, and they show their loyalty to you,
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's, just a message to anybody who's interested in looking to where they're going to open their business right now, the Northeast, go show some love out there if you're looking. So tell me about CraftBox Fill Station and Bar. How long have you been around? How did that, because you're another baby here, man. We got babies at this table. So I think it's awesome, young entrepreneurs, and that's what I like doing this show, because it's a lot of business owners, it's a lot of customers, right? So if we're all able to share something to the other and help avoid mistakes or whatever, that's what this is all about. So take it away, because again, your and your sister's business is in the same facility, because it's also the wing shack, right? All three are attached.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let you just do your thing.
So to your point about helping each other,
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that people underestimate is how willing people are to help. Because I would kind of assume people think that everybody has trade secrets or they're doing something special, but the truth is everybody has their own individual passions that they chose to follow, and they can give you all different advice. I can talk to 7 different brewery owners, and they're all going to tell me similar things, but they're all going to tell me slightly different things and how they got there or the things that they feel are important. And people are always super willing to help. And so as far as how it started at CraftBox, my cousins own the Wing Shack, and so they were.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay,
my cousins
cool.
own the Wing Shack. So
It's a family affair over
family
there.
affair. A lot of people
Dude.
assume that the Shack is a franchise just because of how big and
It's
established
huge,
it is.
and that's what I mean. It looks like you guys just travel and drove. So you can pick that up and put it here and put it there, and
It looks super established, especially the Shack. Obviously, especially the Shack. They've been around for, I believe it's almost 14 years now.
Okay.
And so they started it originally super humble beginnings, and now they're at the point where they feel like a franchise. But make sure they're local too, so don't feel bad supporting them.
Yeah,
I feel
of
like they feel
course.
so big, you feel like you're not even supporting local, but that's awesome that
Yeah.
they're doing that. But initially, I went to school at Texas State in San Marcos, and so I was a little bit exposed to the weirdness, the more of the beer culture of just going anywhere and seeing everywhere and anywhere and seeing beer all over the place and local beer everywhere. And so coming back to El Paso, I feel like there was very limited places where you could do that. There was, of course, the breweries, which even that, I would say
It was
most
limited
people...
back then.
Yeah, and it's only been a couple years, but I feel like I've seen the trend of craft beer grow tremendously.
Insane. I
Yeah.
went to 3 breweries last week alone.
Yeah, just in the last year, the number of breweries
Or
have
4,
almost
my
doubled
bad.
in the last year.
Yeah.
So
It
there's lots
doubled?
of... Pretty much, yeah.
Jiminy crickets.
There was about 6, and now there's... I want to say 10, and there's several
Yeah.
more on the way. So
Engine 3 just opened. Dead
Engine
Presidents.
3, I went to Dead Presidents, Downrange.
Downrange, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so there's several, and there's several more opening.
And I love that, dude. All you guys are like supporters of each other, and
Yeah.
that says so much because it's not like that across the board. How
Yeah,
it should
different
be.
industries.
It should be because there's a slice of the pie for everybody.
Right.
But even when it comes to working with the city, and like if we all have the same goal of helping the city, we should work together and move bigger mountains. It's not like that,
Yeah.
So I think it's super cool that in this industry that you are in, you guys are all like great friends. You
Yeah.
all go to each other's openings. You
Right.
support each other. You collaborate. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
I
you're
think
understanding.
it's a really cool element there.
Yeah,
in
it's a
your
really cool.
industry.
It's a cool industry for lots of reasons. Like one of the main reasons I got into it is because I love beer, and so what better job it is than to bring in beer, try different beer, talk to people about beer, and so. But to your point, as far as the beer industry, everybody's willing to help each other, which is a very underrated thing. Which that I hadn't really thought about it as much until you said it. That in beer, everybody supports everybody, and I think we well understand that we're not competing with each other. The more people that like craft beer, the more people that are out drinking beer,
and
it's better for
helping
everybody.
everybody.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like I've even said that for other businesses. Because with CraftBox, one of the main things I wanted to do is have a non-snobby atmosphere and just make it very homey. Because I feel like going into any bar, but especially a craft beer bar, people can be intimidated. Or going into a bar, you don't know if how the server's going to be, which that's. You don't know how they're going to be, but especially going into a craft beer bar, if you're not an experienced beer connoisseur, you're not sure what you want to order. And even if you are a beer connoisseur, if you look at a brand new menu, you're not sure what you want to order because you've never had any of those beers. But you go into a place and you're like, oh, what's that one? And then somebody just like, oh, it's an IPA or it's a lager. You're like, oh, okay. And you're still not sure if you want it.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Especially if you don't know. Even if you do know, you feel lost sometimes. But if you do, especially if you don't know, you like, let's say you're like, oh, that mango one looks good. And you don't realize it's an IPA, you think it's a cider, and you drink it, and then you're stuck with a whole pint of it. So with us, we're big about helping you find a beer you can enjoy, whether you're a beer connoisseur or whether you're a newcomer to craft beer.
Awesome.
And so, because even the connoisseur, with us, also the other big thing is I always rotate our selection, so we always have new stuff to try all the time, and we support heavily local, and so support heavily local and heavily all new craft beers that people haven't seen before. So we have 19 taps. And at any point, more than half will be beers we've never had before. And we've been open for a little over 2 years. So constantly rotating with new beers. Only, yeah, 2 years and
I feel like you've been
like 3-4
around
months.
longer.
It feels like it, right?
Like 5 years or something. Yeah, like dude, it's because you're always on. You know what I mean? Like anytime I go over there or we talk, like you, boom, boom, like you're a man on a mission. You know?
Yeah, I think we always have events, and that would be something that it goes back to working with local people. I think it's really easy for us to do because we're in a place where we're carrying their beer, so we're legitimately buying from each other. It's not even like we're not just a social media post, which goes a long way, but we're actually buying their product and selling their product and representing their product. And so I think that initially before we opened in 2020 or when we were able to go out and about, that's when I met most of these local brewery owners because that's around the time where most of them opened because it was just Dead Beach, Aurelia's,
Blazing Tree, Mountain Star,
and even so Mountain Star started right during the pandemic. So they opened they signed a release like in March, right when the pandemic started.
Right.
And most of these breweries that are open right now, they started right during pandemic. And so that was right when I was opening too, or working on opening. So I went around and I talked to all the different business owners or brewery owners and established really good relationships with them just through going and trying their beer and asking for advice. And to the point where we've done the beer release for most all the local breweries that have started releasing beers, or distributing beers for the market since we've been open. So we did a release party for Aurelia's when they first started distributing. We did it for Mountain Star, and we're the only place you can currently get Mountain Star outside of the brewery.
Oh, wow.
And we've done collaborations with Craft Rhythm and Brews when they've been super limited with their distribution.
Dead
And
Beach.
Gus from Old Sheepdog, I'm meeting up with him right after this, and we're gonna do.
Tell
a
him hi
release
for me,
event.
please.
Yeah. So I believe it's the 10th.
I know we're
Saturday
already
the 10th.
February tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe it's February, Saturday the 10th. We're going to be doing a release party with Old Sheepdog.
Okay.
And stand by for details. I'll post it on our Instagram's CraftBox EP. So I'll post it on there. But we do lots of events. So that'll be a cool one in 2 weeks. Gus does an incredible job of bringing the city together. And that's one of the coolest things he does he does so many amazing events. And I think that's something that people underestimate is the ability of bringing people together to do cool events because people know you for it.
Exactly.
But we're doing that with Gus, and we're going to have some awesome beers from him. And then this Friday, we're going to be doing an event with Aurelia's, and so Aurelia's we're carrying several of their beers that they constantly have new beers coming out, and we always get all this super limited stuff because Justin sends it straight, or he knows that I'll carry it and I'll represent it well. Because I think that's the other part of like relationship with breweries is them knowing that you're going to do well by their products because they're not there standing there selling their beer. So if they feel like they have anybody there that I feel like even remotely cares is good, but it has somebody that actually genuinely loves their product and tells them people all about it,
and
then they can't find that outside of their own spot. And so with Aurelia's, he gave me a barrel aged beer that it's a 1 year barrel aged, and he released a keg at his brewery, and we got the only other keg in the city.
Wow.
And then also one called San Jacinto, like the San Jacinto Plaza. That one's a Belgian Tripel. We're gonna have that one. A Doppelbock, which is it's around 7% amber type of beer. and then we're gonna have a wheat beer that he did. That was a collaboration with Crave.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're gonna have all those beers, and the brewers will be there on Friday. And then one last one that I want to mention for February is I'm doing an elote cook-off at the end of February.
Okay, now you're talking.
Yeah, and so that one will have Dead Beach and then Ex Novo.
If you need a judge, let me know.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah, no, guaranteed. So I have a couple friends that are chefs, and so I'm gonna
That's so
see
cool.
if they want to do it and maybe do like a board.
You could even do have a vegan contest because Dawn, do you know Dawn from Dawn's Vegan?
No.
She just won like an award for it. It's her elote.
Oh yeah,
and
Amy.
she did the whole nationwide vegan street food tour.
Yeah. So Amy from Debbie, she told me about her because that's her friend's thing,
yeah.
and she was saying that's who we were talking. One of the people we were talking about getting because I feel like that'd be awesome. Like,
And she
event.
brings a crowd for sure. She does her social media shout outs and all that stuff. Her and Red.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that's super cool. So that's at the end of February.
That's at the end of February.
Okay.
I believe that my days are all mixed up, but I think it's February 26th.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
And then, are you guys doing anything for Valentine's coming up?
We are, but that's not locked in, so I don't want to.
It's still on the fence right now. Like, stay tuned for details.
Yes.
There's something all the time going on.
Yeah, all the time. We try to have at least 3 times a month, but usually more than that.
Wow. And it's super cool because it is a family owned and operated establishment. Apparently, the whole
thing
is because when I went, I spoke to your dad, I want to say.
Yeah, so my dad and sister, they own Rally Point Coffee.
Yeah.
And it's directly across the patio. So if you've never been to the CraftBox or the Shack in the Northeast, then it's a big venue. We have a huge turf area and big TVs and fire pits.
Go watch the games there.
Yeah. And Rally Point and CraftBox are directly facing each other on opposite sides of the patio. And we have roll-up windows so you can walk up and you can enjoy the whole complex.
Yes.
And we have live bands there every other weekend. We do events all the time. We do markets all the time.
Oh,
so
cool.
if you're interested in being one of our vendors for our markets, we're definitely doing a market for the Elote Festival.
Okay.
So just message CraftBox EP or Rally Point Coffee and we'll lock you in for a spot. But usually we have really good turnouts. We've been doing them, since we opened basically.
Well, like you guys are the only ones now in Neep, but that do markets on the Northeast. Like there's no one else that I know of.
Yeah, and it's cool because, people like it and it's just an additional thing to go around and support other people and highlight their businesses. And that was kind of the inspiration for doing the Elote Festival because I feel like Elote is a big part of the culture versus chili cook-offs. Because I talked about doing a chili cook-off last year, which is still cool, but it's not like as much of an El Paso thing as it is in other places. But I feel like elote is one of those things where people are like, they have the best elote.
Well, you go and you try it, I've had their elote, like that beach's elote, exactly.
So that way I can invite different people and I'm gonna open it up to businesses, but also just customers, just whoever wants to do it. But maybe a way to promote their own businesses.
That's super
as
cool.
well as if they just want to have fun and cook some elote.
Definitely. And I even remember I think it was a Halloween event that I went to and promoted.
Yeah, for the halfway to Halloween.
Yeah,
was awesome.
You guys do awesome events all the time. A lot of it is family oriented, so you can bring the kiddos. And like I said, go watch the games there. Super Bowl's coming up. You know what I mean? We have playoffs. And again, you can get your craft beer, you can get coffee, you can get wings. Something for everybody.
And there's a cigar shop as well. So
what?
So there's a cigar shop, Old Four Bliss Cigar Company. They were on base for a long time, like 15, 20 years, I think. So they have that there, so you can smoke your cigars on the rooftops. We do Craft and Stogies events about once a month, where you pair a beer and a cigar.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it, and it was when they first opened. But I'm gonna be bringing in more exclusive barrel aged, super high alcohol beers to pair with the cigars.
That's so cool.
But
a whole
also,
event, like a whole experience when you go there. Yeah.
Yeah. So all the time. So. And even just random days, like over the last month, we had 2 new breweries that are more available now in El Paso because the distribution's a little more available. 3 Nations and False Idols, and we had an event with them just last.
I saw this False Idols post.
Yeah, False Idols. The owner Brandon came down from Dallas, and it's cool because a lot of times it's the reps, but the actual owner came down.
That's nice.
We talked it up, and so it's just cool. Like you never know what relationship you're gonna get. Like anytime somebody tells me, "Oh, like can we do this event?" I'm just automatically yes. Like when do you want to do it? They tell me the day, and they're like, "Oh, we'll talk about it." I'm like, "No, let's do it that day." And then just lock it in.
Yeah.
Because we can figure out the details, but let's lock in the day because if not, we're going to just talk about it.
It's a date that's the most important. Yeah, I find that too with NE's adventures.
We'll end up doing it.
Yeah, whenever people are wanting to do posts and stuff like that, it's a date and then you go on and work it.
That's how I do it because I feel like some people are scared to do events because you're worried about the turnout or you're worried about little details, but it'll all work itself out. Like the key is just doing it, like preparing for it, and then you'll figure it out. And then now I don't get stressed out about events.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips or advice for business owners, and how do you market?
So I think they both kind of touched on really good points. She was saying just like genuine connections with your customers, which people say we have like a cheers feel at CraftBox because people always feel welcome. And I think we attract a lot of introverted people because introverted people doesn't mean that they don't want to communicate. It means that they're maybe more shy to initiate the conversation. So we get a lot of diverse amount of people, but making them feel at home. And like I think we did that with the marketing by being genuine, like you said. So I think it was a combination of both of the things that they said was just authentic content. And I feel like because you could see a flyer all day for like 50% off, and you see it, and your brain like just sees right through it because you see it so much. And I feel like you don't really care. But if you provide value to people with us, like and also the consistency with us, not as much on our, what I could definitely do better is consistency on the amount of marketing. But I feel like we're consistent on the content that we put out and the message that we put out, which is always true. And it's always support local. We have the best beer available all the time. We carry local. So other places, they're like, oh yeah, we're the best. Like we have all this awesome stuff, but then they don't actually support local. And it's kind of weird, like why it doesn't cost you more to support local. It's the same, usually around the same price, if not.
Thank you.
It's very competitive. Like
you get a better quality.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay the same or less, and you're helping local. You're helping your community.
Yeah.
I say that all the time. It doesn't really click. You know what I mean?
like even like for example, like Rally Point Coffee. Somebody was asking me like, oh, how much are their prices? They're like, are they expensive? And I was like, and I started to tell them about how much it was, and they're like Starbucks, expensive like Starbucks. I'm like maybe like around the same price, but you have to think about it. Starbucks, they're one of the biggest franchises in the whole world. Like they're bigger than all these like even like they're as big as Subway,
and it's all pumps
McDonald's.
and,
like if they were charging the equivalent price of margin that a local business is charging, they could be charging like $2 a coffee cup. But they choose not to, where businesses are charging, they have to charge a competitive price so people go there instead of Starbucks. And then they're making a fraction of what the bigger person is making. Yeah. But either way, even if it is more, that's besides the point. But just genuine content, and I feel like the consistency and message.
Absolutely. Is there anything you're looking for from the community?
Like she said, just support all the time. I feel like sometimes you see a post, you'll see, oh, this place is going out of business. You're like, damn, I love that place. But then that's too late. It's
been like a year since you've been there.
Yeah, and it's too late at that point. Like they're closed. So just support businesses. Like even if people are thriving, like I would say we're thriving, especially in the current economy. But that doesn't mean we're rich or I'm rich by any mean. It means that we're building a successful concept, and someday we'll be where we want to be. But that doesn't mean, oh, you're balling because you're busy all the time. Like, yeah, we're busy all the time, and that's the only way we're going to grow. That's the only way we're going to set a location. Because we're hustling. Because we're always doing events. Events do cost money, so we're spending money. But I would say just support your favorite places. If you really want them to be successful, then just support all your favorite places.
Perfect.
Try new places all the time.
Absolutely. That's great information. Is there anything else that you want to mention? Did we cover it all?
Just related to Rally Point, since Sophia couldn't be here, they opened a new Rally Point over on the east side.
What?
Yeah, so they had we had their friends and family on Saturday.
Wait, so you guys opened a second location?
A second Rally Point, not a second CraftBox.
Well,
but it's like a blend of the concepts too, because thank you. It's my dad and my sister that own Rally Point.
Yeah.
But they merged. So initially when they started that Rally Point, the concept was always the meeting place. So it's a military term, like this is where we meet up, the rally point, this is where we're going to rally up. So the concept was a place for everybody, which that is what it is there. It's coffee, and you can get liquor in any coffee.
At the Northeast. Okay.
Yeah, in the Northeast. But this one's much bigger, and it's a standalone location. So, and there they have craft beer also. So it's on Edgemere, just past if you get where the hospital is in El Dorado. Okay. If you go down in that direction east, it's on your left about a mile off of the freeway. Okay. And it's next to a newer bar called Better Days. I know they're opening a second location too, but they're really cool. And it's right next door to that.
Awesome. So they have beer at this location.
They have beer at this location. Some really good selection and variety of craft beer. It's all craft beer right now. And then cocktails, signature cocktails, coffee cocktails.
Wow.
And they're open. They're doing soft opening right now. They're open, I believe. You check their Instagram for the hours, Rally Point East. But I believe it's 8 to 6 on coffee, something like that. And then they'll be open fully. And look on their Instagram for details for the grand opening too.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
what
in
a
about
good
3
brother.
weeks.
I love it. Did we cover everything? Where's the CraftBox located? Just the address.
So CraftBox is 4726 Woodrow Bean. Yeah. It's on Kenworthy and 375. So right by where the old Diablo Stadium was.
And by the
where
Walmart.
The water park is, where the Walmart is. It's right next door to Applebee's if you're familiar where that is.
Trans Mountain.
And then our Instagram is CraftBox EP. So we're always posting about events. Just look on there for the next thing.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, El Paso, did you get enough awesome information? I hope you did. I did. I hope you go and support these amazing local businesses. Anything that you're looking for, we do have it here in El Paso, local, and you can support your local economy by shopping local. If you cannot find it, message me and I'll send you recommendations on where to go locally to find what you're looking for. But we do have everything that you're looking for in a big box locally. I also want to give a shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to El Paso Family Dental. If you guys are looking for a family dentist, kids, adults, if you have any heavy work like wisdom teeth or whatever needs sedations, they also do sedations there. It's a really cool dentist office. I never thought I'd say that. I don't like going to the dentist. I don't want to do that. But I do, and I have a good time every time I go, which is really crazy. But they're really awesome people, and I can't say enough good things about El Paso Family Dental. They're on the west side across the street from Franklin High School. Thank you for bearing with me. It's going to be like this for a few months, but we got this. So if you guys are interested in aligners, they can help you with that, teeth whitening, all that good stuff. Dead Beach Brewery, Viva La Mocha. We also have Star City Studios. Thank you so much for allowing me to use your beautiful space weekly for my YouTube show. And then we have El Paso Zoo Society. Oh, we lost an elephant. I'm so sad. But that's life, unfortunately. We go through these. It's so sad. How long... I'm just so sad. I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm going to start crying. Go see the penguins and tell the Zoo Society I sent you. If you're looking to support a nonprofit, the memberships, get your membership because that money goes back to support our animals, okay? So my love goes out to El Paso Zoo Society right now. If you guys are interested in having a featured post on Annie's Adventures, reach out to me. Also, just a reminder, I work at Leo Marketing. We're a local full-service marketing agency. If you guys need help with brokering deals at no cost to you to use me for TV, radio, billboard, print, and online streaming, I can help you with that. Also, social media, video production, graphic design, photography, SEO, Google, branding, PR, and events, we can help you with all of that at Leo Marketing. Thank you so much again. Go local, and I'll see you next week. Bye.